Hello, my name is Michelle Riou, and I'm going to be presenting these next slides. Steps 5A and 5B are potential consequences of each action. The two courses of action that I'll be analyzing here. The first one, meeting with Robin to review informed consent and the treatment plan. The potential consequence of that is for Robin, this could take steps towards restoring the counseling relationship, restore Robin's autonomy, and aid moving forward in a productive manner. For the counselor, this would give the counselor an opportunity to discuss the plan, see where Robin is in her mental health, and lay groundwork for future growth. For course of action number 2, we would review the site informed consent policies to include a periodic review with clients and patients who are admitted. A potential consequence, this would put a public face to efforts to avoid issues in the future and state to employees the importance of client communication. This would also provide an opportunity for the site management to get a pulse on how the counselors are feeling with their workload balance and restore that relationship as it appears there has been a breakdown in the communication between site expectations and employee or counselor work habits. Action 5B, or Step 5B, the action chosen. The three actions that we chose were to review the informed consent, review the treatment plan, and establish site policy on periodic review of informed consent and the treatment plan. These courses of action were selected as they provide an opportunity to deal with the issue at hand while concurrently providing a process to avoid similar occurrences in the future. Step 6, evaluate course of action, specifically for review informed consent, under the 3 tests of justice, publicity, and universality. For the test of justice, regardless of who the client is or what the background is, reviewing the informed consent is a consistent part of policy and should be exercised regularly during meetings to be sure that the client and counselor agree on path of treatment. So it does pass the test of justice. For the test of publicity, if there would be no conflict if this were revealed to either colleagues or the public at large that we had reviewed informed consent. However, if it were revealed to the public at large that we had not reviewed informed consent, that would obviously create another issue entirely. For the test of universality, this is a first step in client-counselor relationships that would be a welcome piece of advice to share with colleagues in a similar situation, or even for colleagues who are just meeting with clients. The next course of action that we will evaluate is discuss with the patient their treatment plan and how the results of their tests might hinder their progress. If we remember with Robin, she wanted to know the results of her test, and we are hesitant to share that with her. Under the test of justice, and given that we're not told the background of the client's admission, this is a complicated assessment to make. However, regardless of the background and situations surrounding her admission, she should have her treatment plan reviewed. This is fair treatment of all clients. Therefore, the course of action passes the review of justice. For the test of publicity, discussing the treatment plan with the client would not cause an issue of publicity. However, just as with the previous slide, not discussing the treatment plan or a client who is unaware of the treatment plan would be an issue of publicity. So further discussing that with her is would only take steps towards progress. And test of universality, communicating with client their treatment plan would be something to advise other colleagues to do. It's a basic part of client-patient relationship. The next course of action, establish a site policy to review patient treatment plans. If a client is impaired upon entry, then treatment plan must be reviewed within the first 2 weeks of admission. Under the test of justice, the new site policy would potentially avoid further issues with other clients who would not be aware of their treatment plans, either due to impairment upon entry or other causes. Under the test of publicity, there would be no conflict if this were revealed to either colleagues or public at large, as there is a precedence for in both counseling and medical fields. However, again, just like with the others, if it were made public that we had not discussed these with our clients, then that would obviously be a much bigger issue. Test of universality, communicating with the client their treatment plan would be something to advise other colleagues to do, as it is a basic conversation that should take place. Implementation, implementing the solution. Number 1, we would meet with a client, possibly with a senior colleague if we needed that to feel comfortable. We would review the informed consent, review the treatment plan, and gently and with compassion discuss the treatment plan and how the test results inform the mental health care team, and that information could impede her progress or reverse progress in some cases. And then we would establish a new policy with the center, which provides for review of the treatment plan and informed consent periodically with clients. Also provide for a required review of treatment plan and informed consent within the first 2 weeks of residence if the client was impaired upon entry. And here's our references that we came up with for the project. Thank you very much.